number 8 of my videos on my YouTube channel. Today's video is on how I'm bulletproofing my back from the ground up and how I found my secret weapon. So from previous videos, I've discussed my previous experience and life story where I was a Division I college football player. I was a strongman competitor, a professional fighter. I used to build houses. And along the way, to make a long story short, I put a great deal of stress, wear and tear on my body and particularly my spine. And I thought that my spine was wearing out or wore out because I went too hard and I was getting old, and that's not the case. We've been lied to. Our spine breaks down because it starts taking over jobs and tasks that it was never designed to do. The spine is a transmission of force, not a generator of force. And so somewhere along the way, the kinetic chain will start to break down and our spine will take the brunt of that. And it will slowly start to degenerate and deteriorate. And so here in the next few minutes, I'm gonna go over on how I'm able to bulletproof my spine. Here we go. Number 1, our feet, our foundation. I was talking about how we're going to talk about how our spine can break down from the ground up. And in my case, literally from my feet up. So our arch has a coil to it. It has a wedge to it. And our arch and our foot, as it comes down and strikes, it's supposed to absorb that impact. Now, when we lose that arch and our feet become perfectly flat, every step jolts that energy up through my legs and into my lower back. And so once we lose our arches, or our arches wear out, our feet start to suffer, and then it forces that impact all the way up into my lower back. And so now I've been doing different feet exercises and strengthening my toes and regaining my arches so that I can take some of that strain off of my low back. Number 2, our pelvis, the gatekeeper for the spine. Obviously, the spine connects down into the pelvis. And the pelvis determines on how much force and tension the spine is going to be under. So when the pelvis shifts, that obviously causes a problem up throughout your spine. And when we sit statically all day in a chair, our pelvis develops as a posterior tilt where our butts kind of tuck underneath our rib cage, forcing our spine to absorb all of that pain and wear and tear, and you get that low back pain from sitting all day. And so I now rest in a hunkering stool, or I'm on the floor, or I'm resting in a seiza pose. And so I'm taking that strain and realigning my pelvis so that I sit with my pelvis in its natural position. Number 3, the hip hinge. The hip hinge is a fundamental human movement that we've seemed to lost or been disconnected from. Every time I see somebody bend over and pick something up off the floor, they round their back. There's no longer proper hip hinge mechanics. I'm going to try to show a hip hinge and see if this will work out here on my video. So I literally want to bend at my hips, not at my spine. So I'm going to bend over and put all the force into my hips and keep a neutral spine, and then I can easily pick up something off the ground, keeping my back nice and neutral. And so something that will keep my back from wearing out for the next remainder of my life is a proper hip hinge. Number 4, our core. Our core, we want to be able to transmit force without compromising the spine. So crunches, sit-ups, some of these things can help strengthen your core, but we want to do a full strength exercising for the core, like dead bugs, bird dogs, stabilizing our spine when we're trying to rotate. These are the type of movements we want to do. And then obviously I rest as much as I can on my hunkering stool where my core is slightly activated. And so when we sit, once again, our core is shut off as well as our glutes. Number 5, disc maintenance. Discs don't have direct blood supply. They need movement and decompression. When we sit all day, our discs are stuck in one single plane, and they slowly start to bulge and dehydrate. So we need to get up and move, hence the invention of the hunker and stool. So one of the things that I'm constantly doing is I don't sit for extended periods of time. And when I take a road trip, I get out and relieve myself and do a few stretches and keep my body moving. Wrapping up, my secret weapon, the hunker and stool. I can't believe that the success we've had and the reviews that we get on our website. So please go and check out my website and read about what others say about my secret weapon, the hunker and stool. So first things first, the main reason why I use the hunkering stool daily is so I can decompress my spine. As I'm resting here in a deep squat, the springs are absorbing my body weight, but half of my weight are resting on my feet. And so as I lean forward just slightly, I feel a complete release of tension on my lower back. So that's beautiful. Number 2, my posture. It is very difficult for me to slump and hunch over on the hunkering stool. Is it possible? Yes, anything's possible. But for me, it's a natural way for me to rest, and my body just kind of naturally rests in its where it wants to be. And my knees are bent, my hips are active, and my feet and my ankles are able to move, and it just feels so natural to rest down here. And then number 3, pelvic alignment, which going back, one of the gatekeeper to the spine is the pelvis. And so when we're sitting static all day in a chair, our pelvis has a posterior tilt. Our spine, our pelvis is tucked underneath our spine and rib cage, causing strain and pressure and irritation on our low back and our discs. And with the hunkering stool, my pelvis naturally just kind of finds its natural motion and position where I take the strain off of my back. And so thank you for listening to this video. Go and like it and support us. And it's time to hunker down.